What's up, everybody, man? Welcome back, man, to the channel, man. If you don't know, I'm JR, man, and I did 10 years in the Georgia Department of Correction, and I share prison stories, man, about my journey, my walk, everything that I went through behind the walls, things I seen, I did, all the etc., man. And I hope y'all subscribe to the channel, man, and stay tuned in. This story is a continuation, man, about the part one that I dropped today about my first day in Jackson. And like I said, the blood dudes that then snatched the Korean dude in the room. I was staying in my cell like this. I'm not all the way in, but I'm right in the threshold, like right at the line. The guy, one of the blood dudes, he was standing outside. Three of them was in the room. He was tooled out like this. I just kept looking straight. Like sometimes I could feel him looking at me, but I just kept looking straight. I'm minding my business. It's my first day in here. I got to mind my business. But I could hear them in there like, man, come up off this. Give me that. I heard one of them was like, man, where the boots at? Where the boots at? I was like, in my mind, I'm possibly thinking like, why would you want to run up on this kid? Did he done snitch? Is he like a child molester? Like, what is it? All this going through my head. Next thing I know, I see one of them come out. He got a net bag like this. Another one, he got a boot in his hand, and the other one, he walked out with a knife. Looking all hard, chest like this, skinny as ever. I could tell there was bloods though, because one of them had a whole bunch of 5-point stars on his face, and he had a B right here, like that Boston Red Sox B, just like that. It was colored in red, just like that. I can't forget that. So after they push, they go back down the top range, head downstairs. Now you could tell that some people seen what went on in the dorm, and for the rest it was just regular schedule, man. They really wasn't paying attention to that. So the Hispanics had them walk down there. When they walked down there, I see them go in the room, they talking to them. Then the Haitian cat I told you earlier that I had done cop a tool from, he walked down there. And he came beside me. He's like, man, what went on? I said, man, I don't know. He said, he was right here the whole time. I said, no, I was in the room. I said, I heard some commotion. I just came and stood up here. So he went over there to the room. They talking, whatever. He come back. He laughing. He's like, man, these dudes crazy. I said, what's going on? He's like, man, they done robbed the little Asian dude for everything he had. Mind you, all he had was state property, man. You was allowed to bring, the only thing you was allowed to bring in Jackson, man, was like if you had a chain, like a religious piece, your pictures, some letters, I think like 10 letters or probably 10 pictures, and your Bible, man. You weren't allowed, we ain't coming in with no food, we just got here. He said, man, they robbed that dude for all his state property, man. They took the jumpsuit he had, took his jumpsuit off of him, took his white t-shirt that they gave him off of him, socks, boots. That man was in there standing. Dude was like, man, he was just shaking. The Asian kid, he was just standing in there, he was just shaking. That man, y'all traumatized that man. That man just in there shaking, uncontrollable. But the Haitian cat, he laughing like it's funny. But this wasn't funny to me at all, man. Because I could have been in that situation, been in that position, but I probably would have done react, and I probably would have got hurt or end up hurting somebody. And I ain't want that on my hand. Definitely not the first day in there. So after that, I seen some dudes, man. I seen a white dude came first. He came down there with a jumpsuit. Gave it to dude. I seen somebody else came some boots. Somebody else came with some socks. Boxes and stuff. Everybody chimed in and gave dude back some stuff. That just to show you that it's still a lot of good people, even though majority of the system is corrupted people. It's still some good people in there. They pull up or whatever, and somebody will ask him if he ain't gonna tell the police. And one of the Mexicans, he was like, no, no policia, no policia, no policia. Like they was just gonna leave it alone. A couple minutes later, I see him walk down the corridor on the top range down there to where they was chilling. I could see now he was under their protection, or they was just gonna take care of him or whatever, because they don't want to happen what happened to him earlier to happen to him again. So they kind of took him under the wings. Anyway, I'm there. I'm still looking around the dorm, man, trying to see what's going on and how everybody was going on throughout this day. And this thing just took place. This was blowing my mind, man, because I'm like, bro, how are you gonna rob somebody for state property? That means they was doing this out of fun. This was excitement to them, because you hardly get to go in the yard. I came to find out. So you be in the dorm. These dudes young, man. All four of them that robbed that dude, man, ain't none of them look like they passed 20 years old. Some of them look like they were 15. But they did it out of fun, or just wanted to prove to their gang, because most time, man, that's what these dudes be doing, man. They do things to prove to their gang, and when they get caught up in some problems, they don't know how to deal with it. Or the gang might turn around and end up flipping them. So I decided to take a walk, go around the back of our car to see the Jamaica homeboy. I pulled up around there. He asking me if I want to blow one. Ganja, you got a spliff. So now I'm like, man, do I want to smoke on my first day in here? Because I ain't smoked, mind you, I smoked in the county jail a couple times, probably a handful of times, man, because it was dry as ever in there. You'll find stuff or whatever, but it's dry, man. It was dry. So I know, like, man, he's showing me he had a little, something like it, man, it's like basically like dust, but I know they call it a stick. It's real small. You don't get much ganja in there or whatever. You know, everything be small, especially in the diagnostic part. Everybody grinding hard. So I tell him, I'm like, man, all right, knowing I should have even got smoked, because it's my first day and I still got to be on guard about everything that's taking place around me, because everything moving so fast. Thus, the night before, I was in the county jail, which where I've been for 18 months. So my mind was still there. How I operate was still in the county jail, but now I'm in the big house. I'm in the chain gang with hardened criminals. Not saying it wasn't hardened criminals in the county jail, but these dudes here, man, everything rough. Everything rough, man. So we there, we smoke or whatever. We sit in the room, we talk, chop it up. He asked me a question about where I grew up and all that. And he told me he was in St. Elizabeth. That's a parish in Jamaica. Jamaica got 14 parishes, but that's where he was from. Talked, got to know each other, whatever. I pushed back around to my room. When I go back to my room, it's a whole bunch of white dudes in there, man. I told you I had a roommate named Sam. A whole bunch of white dudes in there. Some of them tattooed. I never forget one of them on his back, man. It's probably one of the hardest back pieces I hadn't seen. He had like 2 pit bulls, like somebody holding a chain with 2 pit bulls. And it said on his back, only the strong survive, man. Up to this day, man, I didn't see some hard tattoos in the joint, but that's one of the hardest tattoos. And he had some lightning bolts around here. That let me know he was AB. He was Aryan Brotherhood. I seen another one in there with lightning bolts on his arm. So when I came and seen all them, I'm like, man, I'm high. I'm trying to go to my room and relax. And these white dudes, like, they having a conference in here. So I go in there. They like, what's up, man? What's up? But some of them, like, it was about 4 of them in there. But I remember one of them, you could see it in his eyes that he didn't like black people. I hate to judge and hate to be like, that's what it was. But that's what I seen. So now when they pushed out the room, they left out the room or whatever, which I respected that. Because I definitely wanted to chill. In my mind, I'm high as ever. I'm in the room, I'm sitting down, I'm pulling out papers. I'm really bored. I'm reading all the little papers they don't give me. I ain't never read these stuff, man. I'm going through everything. The next I heard a commotion. Man, nigga, you better have my money. You better have my money. So I'm like, what? So nigga was like, man, that's dead. You ain't getting nothing. So when I stood up, I went to the door and I look over. I see a short, stocky dude. He short, but he's stocky as ever. And this other skinny dude, they arguing about some money. Now the short, stocky dude, he's like, man, nigga, you took my cigarettes and you ain't paid me. He like, man, you know this a diagnostic prison. You can leave at any time. You trying to drag me out till you leave. And the other dude is like, man, I told you I'm gonna pay you. I told you I'm gonna pay you, but you keep pestering me about this. Now you ain't gonna get nothing. The short dude was like, man, you took that? So you took that? Other dude was like, yeah, I took that. Yeah, I took that. While he was saying that, I seen other dudes start coming around, like behind him. Some dudes was walking past, going around to where the other dude was. But you could tell that these dudes that was coming here, they deep. Instantly, I knew that was the Bloods because I seen some of the guys I seen shaking up and doing blood handshakes and stuff earlier. I already had them peeped that. I seen there was Bloods. Other dudes, there was Crip, because one of the dudes that came to the dorm with me, he had a 3-point crown right here, and you see that with a lot of the Crips. They'll have that 3-point crown. He was over there. So he was about 30 dudes over here, man. And it was about 10 dudes over there. So these dudes arguing about the money. So the slim dude over here, he whips out the tool. He's like, man, that shit over with. That shit took. That shit dead. I'm like, man, please don't start this. This is my first day. I just seen this kid get robbed or whatever. He pull out knife. Everybody else over here follows suit. Then I look over there where the Crips was. They pulling out knife. Then I see this one dude, man. He had some thing probably like this, man. It's probably like a half machete or whatever. And when I look, I could see that the blade itself, it was glistening, man. It's nighttime by now, so it's glistening. I'm like, man, what the hell? It looked like a meat cleaver. That's what it looked like, a meat cleaver. So I'm like, man, it's about to go down. You know, sometimes you be hearing about all these war stories when you're about to go. So then it kind of got my adrenaline going. I was scared of what was about to happen. And then at some time, I kind of wanted to see it happen because I was like, this gonna be a part of it. I'm gonna see how these dudes really get down because I've been hearing these stories about how they get down. But then I heard the officer, she was like, y'all split it up. Y'all split it up. Y'all split it up. But they wasn't moving. None of these dudes moving, man. Everybody out on the top range there and came out. I seen one dude, he jumped off the top range. I guess he was Crip, but he was upstairs. He jumped over the range and jumped down where his group was. I'm like, what the hell? Everybody on the range looking. When you look down there, you could start to see people coming from the back. You had another group, or a smaller group of Bloods. They over there, they politicking. They was on the back, so somebody from that was around here the whole time, I guess, was telling them what's going on. In the midst of all that, the officer started calling the code. She started calling the code. These dudes standing off like this. Tools over here, tools over there. I'm like, man, the officer's screaming. They need to separate. Everybody need to go to their cell. But nobody ain't listening to her, man. This little short old white lady, man, frail as ever. Ain't nobody listening to her, man. She talking and screaming, whatever. It just going out, out, out. One time I dressed back to my door. She looking upstairs. She saying this. She called the code. Next thing I know, it's a whole bunch of dudes in black suit. Big old white boy. I ain't gonna lie, man. Jackson, they gotta have one of the biggest CERTI, man. They big as ever, man. They run in there, then they run in there with them guns, man. Now this is one of the first time I experienced that. Cause when they come in there like everybody locked down, they just start shooting. All around the dorm. Some went this way, some went this way. Everybody trying to run to their cell. Cause some of the dudes that was around the back, they was around on the front. They on both top ranges. So everybody just take off running. It's full pandemonium. Officers slamming dudes. Cause it was about 10 dudes in black suit, man. They slamming out dudes. One of the dudes that had a knife, as a matter of fact, the skinny blood dude. Man, listen, man. The white dude grabbed this man like this. In the air. Put him on his head. I'm like, God dang, I didn't dress back in the room. Now they start putting everybody, you see the floor start getting clear. They shooting though. This thing stinks, it start burning your eyes, all that. So the little white dude in my room now, I seen him get up. He's like, oh, hey Jamaica, just wet your t-shirt, man. Wet your t-shirt and put it around your nose. and around your eyes or whatever. And that's what he did. And I followed suit. Now, it ain't burning me like that. Next thing I know, they come around with these locks. Now they got these chains on the doors, y'all. These big link chains like these. They had them on the door with the padlock. So I'm wondering what they doing with those. I'm asking the white dude what they doing. He said when they lock you down, that's what they lock it up with. I said, man, they can't do that. He's like, man, welcome to Jackson. Welcome to Jackson. I was like, man, they can't do that. That's inhumane, man. You cannot lock somebody up in a cell with a big old chain with a lock on it. What if a fire started in here? I don't want to get out if you don't make it up there in time. But I could hear them down the line. They starting from different ends downstairs. You still hear dudes shouting, man, fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. When we get off lockdown, we finna pop. We finna pop. It's shouting everywhere. Everywhere. I'm in a maze because I'm like, man, what the hell? Like, how did I manage to get myself in prison, getting problem, getting locked up, everything that started going through my head? Because I'm like, if this is my first day and I got to complete this 10-year sentence, which I'm only 18 months in on already, it's finna be crazy. If this done took place, so they locking doors, locking doors, locking doors. I'm looking like this around the corner. I still ain't snatching dudes out. When they locking dudes in, some of the dudes ain't want to go in the room, or some of the dudes get caught outside the room. So everybody that got caught outside their room, man, they lined all of them up. They brought about 50 dudes out there, man. About 50 on white, majority black though. Some white, and that was it, man. Lined them up. They started marching them out there. March them out there, march them out there. Then this one black dude, I guess he was a sergeant, because I kept hearing people call him Sarge. Man, Sarge, ain't nothing to happen, man. Sarge, that shit some bullshit, man. Ain't nothing to happen. Let us back out. So Sergeant like, hell no. It ain't even 9 o'clock count yet. And y'all on this bullshit. Y'all gonna have another 2 hours before lockdown. So then, man, let us out, man. Ain't nothing going on, man. These niggas just pump faking. They were just pump faking. Ain't nothing going on. Ain't no real issue in here, man. Let us out. You hear some people was like, man, I ain't had nothing to do with it. I ain't had nothing to do with it. I'm sitting there thinking the same thing. Like, man, I ain't had nothing to do with this. But I was kind of tired anyway. I didn't care. I just wanted them. They locked that thing, which I was thinking about, like, man, I hope it don't be no fire in here, because they don't lock me all the way in here. They locked the whole dorm down, bro. Dude was there trying to convince the sergeant to let us back off after count. He ain't going for it, man. He said, man, y'all think I'm stupid. Y'all do the same stupid shit every day. Y'all shouldn't even been off lockdown, because yesterday y'all unalived the dude. Mind you, we caught who did it, because it wasn't a lot of people. We caught who did it. But y'all should have never been off lockdown. Now y'all about to start again. He's like, man, I ain't letting you off lockdown. Man, he left, man. About 15 minutes later, they came and counted. That same sergeant dude, him and the officer, they came and counted. People were still asking to let him off. Man, he wasn't hearing none of that, man. Dude took that, man, and goddamn went out there. I'm glad it didn't pop, man. I'm so glad it didn't pop, because it would have been crazy, because the Crips that was there, man, like I said, it was about 10 of them. And at the time, when it probably about 20 blood, but more kept coming, more kept coming. And the Crips, they was like backed against the wall. I'm so glad it didn't happen to them, man. But that's all that took place, man. On the first day I was in Jackson, man. Like I said, I still thank God for getting me through that 10-year sentence, man. And I hope y'all take the message from these stories, man. Peace, blessing. I appreciate y'all. Please subscribe, man. Thanks.